Fort Vancouver National Site offers an inviting loop where visitors walk, run, ride or roll past sites of historical significance, architectural beauty, and recreational interest. Located directly east of Interstate 5 and just north of Highway 14 in the Columbia River, the site provides a quick and lovely getaway from the hustle and bustle of nearby downtown Vancouver. From the beautifully shaded sidewalks of Officers Row to the open trails on the old spruce mill site, a visit to this area is a journey through time. There are many access points to the site, including the site's historic starting point, Fort Vancouver itself. Fort Vancouver dates back to the 1820s, when Britain's Hudson's Bay Company established its trading headquarters here for the Oregon Territory. It was also the largest supply depot west of the Rocky Mountains and the official endpoint of the Oregon Trail. The fort's fascinating history has been reconstructed in meticulous detail. Today, the National Park Service operates the fort and welcomes visitors to stroll through a realistic blacksmith shop, fur trading establishment, medical office, historical kitchen, officers' quarters, and counting house. The fort was declared a National Historic Monument in 1948 and was redesignated a National Historic Site in 1961. On the way to or from the fort, visitors may wander through a historic demonstration garden. The garden's design, horticultural techniques, and plants, such as tobacco, quince, and heirloom vegetables, make history literally come to life. A short walk north of the fort is Vancouver Barracks, which served as the first U.S. Army base located in the Pacific Northwest. The barracks was established in 1849, soon after the Treaty of Oregon established the 49th parallel as the official boundary between land owned by Great Britain and the United States. Within months, a contingent of soldiers with 700 horses, 1,200 mules, and 120 supply wagons were sent to the site. Over the years, the barracks provided housing for troops, a military hospital, and support services that continued through World War II. Today, these buildings no longer serve a military purpose. Instead, they house residences, event venues, and local businesses. It's impossible to miss the 38-acre lawn known as the Parade Grounds. Wide, paved sidewalks surround this park that was originally established for Army drills, ceremonies, and recreation. Paved trails cross back and forth over the parade grounds, leading visitors to picnic tables, the flagstaff, and the historic Bandstand. The Bandstand was originally built in the 1870s to serve as the center of Vancouver Barracks' social life and activities. The bandstand that visitors see today is a reconstruction of the original structure and was built in the 1980s. The tree-shaded sidewalks of Officers Row meander past historic homes that house a restaurant, a museum, homes, and offices. Many of the large trees along the row were planted when the street was first developed back in 1879. 110 years later, the citizens of Vancouver commemorated the first planting with a second planting of big leaf maple trees. Pause along your way to check out the Arbor Day markers planted between the trees to memorialize local and national leaders. Ready for a break? The eatery at the Grant House serves meals and snacks, and the veranda is a lovely place for a cool beverage on a warm day. The Grant House was built by the U.S. Army in 1849 to house Army officers. Under the clapboard that you see today is the original log structure, named for Civil War General Ulysses S. Grant. Although General Grant never actually lived in the house, he served for a time as commanding officer of Camp Vancouver. A short walk further down Officers Row is the Marshal House, occupied by General George C. Marshall in the 1930s. While he lived here, the Russian pilot Valery Choklov landed at nearby Pearson Airfield after making the first non-stop flight over the North Pole from Moscow to the United States. Today, the house holds a museum, a business space, and a venue for special events. The home is operated by the Historic Trust and is open for tours Tuesdays through Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Much bigger than the other homes because
At the southeast end of the parade ground is Pearson Air Museum and Airfield. The museum is open 9 to 5 Tuesdays through Saturdays and is an interesting place to stroll. Here, visitors view an impressive collection of historic airplanes and educational installations that chronicle the site's history. Beyond the museum is Pearson Airfield, one of America's oldest continuously operating airfields. The large open field to the west of the Air Museum was originally used for agriculture to feed residents of the fort. Later, it served as a polo field for soldiers housed at Vancouver Barracks. In 1917, the U.S. Army abruptly transformed the area into the Spruce Production Division. Here, locally harvested spruce trees were processed into the lightweight wood products needed to build U.S. and Allied aircraft during World War I. Almost overnight, the area was covered with hundreds of cone-shaped tents, a railroad yard, giant burners, sawmills, drying kilns, and more. Over the single year the spruce mill operated, it produced more than 143 million board feet of spruce products. Interpretive signs along the trails help visitors picture what is hard to imagine. When the war ended, so did the mill, and the area was immediately returned to its current state. Today, well-maintained trails crisscross the field, and visitors walk, ride, or roll across a site of great significance during World War I. Trails that cross the Spruce Mill site lead back to the fort. The loop around the historic site encompasses approximately 1 mile, but can be linked with other trails through downtown Vancouver or over the land bridge to the Waterfront Renaissance Trail for a longer expedition. Maps and guides can be found on the City of Vancouver's website. For health and safety, it is always a good idea to prepare for a walk or hike. Be sure to wear comfortable shoes, dress appropriately for the weather, carry water and a snack, let someone know where you're going and when you expect to return. Carry ID and a cell phone. Be aware and enjoy your surroundings and walk with a buddy. Next time you're looking for a great place to walk, run, ride, or roll, try traveling down memory lane at Fort Vancouver National Historic Site.